So, a couple of years ago, I very randomly put this book, not this particular book because library book, but I put this book into my wish list just because The Invisible Library sounded like an intriguing title. I like the cover. It's simple, it's intriguing. Look, it has like little details. It just speaks to me. No idea what the book was about, assuming it was about something with doing with the library because of the title. So, when I then found this book at the library, I first of all had no idea there were like 8 books in this series. I think it's a complete series, but don't quote me on that yet. I haven't looked it up. I have managed to get a hold of all the books, so I will be reading all of them, but no idea what it was about. But now I've read it, and now I'm very intrigued as to the rest of the series. So we follow Irene. Irene is kind of a professional spy, as it were, for this invisible library. So the invisible library, not everyone can get into it, as it were, and through this library you can go into alternate worlds, which is something Irene, among other people, do. But Irene, she does to get a hold of books and stuff from alternate worlds to bring back to the library. It's like it's protecting knowledge in a way. Oh, it was so good. Honestly, so good. And although everything is very simplified, not simplified, but it's simply explained, so you understand the world building, as it were, and you also understand that this world of the whole series is gonna be vast. And if it's not, we have a different problem. But from the first book, it's like, this is gonna be a massive world thing, and it's gonna be amazing. I just feel it. I will see by the end of this video if I still feel it's amazing after like 8 books. But so far, what? Yeah. You have all the fictional, all the different fantastical creatures, vampires, werewolves, fairies, dragons, whatnot. I'm just naming things here. If you don't see it, it's at least mentioned. So what else are we gonna get in the other books? I don't know, but I'm intrigued and I'm gonna continue. Also, they're decent sized, so they're like 300 plus pages long. I think all of them are about the same, like 350 pages, so not very long, but jam-packed, and I'm gonna go read book 2 now, so see ya. Book number 2. Woo. Does this series have a like name, or is it just like the Invisible Library series? It doesn't say. Anyway, not important right now. But so this series, I'm pretty sure it's an 8-book series. I looked it up and I'm pretty sure it's 8 books total. So book 2, in this one, the biggest thing happening is that Irene's assistant Kai goes missing. He's kidnapped. And the biggest thing is her trying to get him back and not creating war and stuff between, I guess, factions and stuff. So the series, it's a slow burn one, and I don't normally like slow burn books or series, but this is giving me enough to keep me intrigued. So she's doing that whole invisible librarian secret spy kind of deal, like in alternative. I think she's in London. Yeah, Victorian, alternative Victorian London. And it's given me enough of like suspense to just, ooh, just keep going that little bit. So I have 6 books left in this series, and I'm wondering what the series is going to give me. So, ooh, I'm intrigued. Book number 3. Whoop. So, going from book number 2, where Irene went off, despite what the library told her to do, she went off in search of her assistant, and now she's kind of on probation because she did, went against the library's wishes. So now she's on probation. Probation basically means she's doing all the dirty jobs, the dirty, dangerous jobs. Yeah. As well as the, what's his name again? Alberic, the big bad of this series, I think. We didn't really see him in book 2, did we? No. Not really. Anyway, so, Alberic's back. He's basically made sure that a bunch of worlds and connections and gates and whatnot between the library and the worlds, well, that's confusing. Basically, the librarians aren't supposed to go to certain, I want to say planets, but they're not space invaders. They're worlds. They're not supposed to go to certain worlds. So, we get a official library travel advice, current status warnings. The following gates or traverses between the library and other worlds are to be considered out of bounds until further notice. So basically we get a whole list of places and reasons, so many reasons, why and where they aren't supposed to go. Now, it just so happens they kind of get stuck somewhere they shouldn't be. So basically, this is them trying to get back to the library, as it were, as well as one of the friends from book 1, like they made friends with, kinda is going through something. If this is important for later, I don't know. But this is only book 3 in 8-book series, so I feel like this whole series is a slow burn, a very slow burn, but there's things happening in each one. I mean, this one was extra easy to read because I think this is a, what's it called again? It said, there it says on the top, large print. It's a large print edition. Apparently not large print enough for me to see it. Anyway, so far, super easy, intriguing. I really don't understand how it's going to be an 8-book series, but also I'm so intrigued, I'm invested. It's so easy to read, just following along. I'm here for it. We'll see what book 4 brings. I mean, we're almost halfway through, so yeah, see you in a bit. So, I've read book, what are we on now? Book number 4, The Lost Plot, and book number 5, The Mortal Word. I've kind of reached the point where I'm questioning the series, which is why I have 2 books and not just the one. So in The Lost Plot, we're kind of in the 1920s American prohibition gangster world deal, and in The Mortal Word, The Mortal hello, The Mortal Word, wow, there's a peace treaty conference thing going on between the dragons and the fays, and well, the librarian, humans, they're all involved in one way or another. And I've kind of reached the point of this series where I'm questioning where this series is going. So don't get me wrong though, because I am very much still enjoying it. It's a very easy read. There's enough excitement throughout the pages to make you, well, keep going, really. And I do find this whole world very intriguing, the way they can just go into different worlds, really. So the library as a world, and then the worlds they go into, because there's like different dimensions and things. It's too complicated for me to explain. It's quite easy though, but it's too complicated for me to try and explain properly and actually make it understandable. But yeah, I'm kind of questioning where this series is going now. We have 3 more books, if I'm on the right number of books. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I've reached that point. I'm still enjoying it though, but I am questioning it. So we'll see where all this is gonna go. Book's number 6, I believe, if I'm not really confused about everything. But you know how I said that I was questioning where this series was going? Well, this book brought me back in. So this one is very, how to best explain it, but there's a heist. There's a heist and it's quite exciting. Not like palpitations, exciting like in a thriller book, because it's quite I guess mundane. It's quite soft and, I don't know, easy. It's a very chill series, I'm not gonna lie, but because there's a heist and there's like more things going on, it's a little bit more exciting. I'm still kind of questioning where the series is going, but it's drawn me back in now. It's drawn me back in with a heist. So yeah, highly enjoyed. On to book 7? I've honestly lost count. Okay, so I got the last 2 books, and it's gonna be the same kind of deal as the last clip. The second to last book, the penultimate book, is The Dark Archive. Now, I kinda got that same I'm so bored kind of feeling with this book, because nothing, not a lot happens until like the end of it, and you get a bit of a revelation, as it were. So that's that book. Yeah, I do really enjoy the covers though. So the very last book. See, this is going to be a very... Anyway, the last book, The Untold Story. So, this is kind of where all hell breaks loose, but also not really. So there's like... What did I get to? It was like 2 big battles. There's not really a battle, but 2 big battles. That's like finishing up the book, and then it's just like la-di-da, and so they lived happily ever after kind of a thing. So that was that book. Anyway, I'm moving on to like a summarization of the whole series. So I really enjoyed the series, don't get me wrong. I did have like, I'm kind of bored moments, but I did really enjoy it. It's very much a slow burn. I think I said this like earlier on in with one of the first couple of books. It's very much like a slow burn kind of a deal, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it immensely. However, I do feel like there were maybe too many books, and maybe there could have been like revelations throughout that could have been like, ooh, this is interesting, this is exciting, this is making me want to know more. Like, I think it's the last book that tells you like how dragons and fae came into being, and I'm like, well, this could have been like hinted at earlier on and then sort of like given more information about, and we don't really get that. So I was like, yeah. So there's a lot of books. A couple of the books could have just been, because there's not a lot happening that will give you the whole big picture. It's more like filler books. So while I enjoyed all of them in one shape or form, I could have done with a couple of less of them. Yeah. Maybe if the boring ones, the ones I felt didn't have as much going for them, if they'd had like the little revelation parts, the little hints of what's to come, or like secrets of the world, like how dragons and fae came into being and such, that would have been different, I feel. But yeah, we can't get everything. I did very much enjoy it, so there's that. But if you want to get into the series, it's gonna be such a slow burn, but the world is, it's so interesting, and I kind of wish we'd gotten more like little information about it, like in the beginning throughout, rather than information overload in the last book. Not that we get an information overload, but yeah, that's kind of the deal. So thank you so much for watching. I shall see you all next time. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.